7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
Apostle Suleiman wishes Pastor Benny Hinn happy 67th birthday celebration. Federal government seeking Sowore and Bakary's transfer to prison, says Falana. Impeachment inquiry. Trump and his lawyers refuse to attend unfair hearing. And on business, Nigerian banks' balance sheet may weaken, IMF warns. And on sports, I want my respect back, not belt, says Anthony Joshua. Thanks for joining us once again on Celebration Television News Desk. I am Akosile Nicholas Walter. I do hope you had a wonderful weekend. And on this day, we'll be bringing you the details of the news after the short break. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. Now the news and details. Apostle Johnson Suleiman, the senior pastor of Omega Fire Ministries International, fondly called the Restoration Apostle, has taken to his verified Twitter handle to celebrate the Israeli televangelist, best known for his regular miracle crusades, Pastor Benny Hinn, as he marks his 67th birthday. I heard you minister for the first time in 1992, and I felt the anointing of the Holy Spirit till I finally met you. Thanks for the kind words and prayers. Thanks for your consistency and vision for soul winning. Happy birthday, Pastor Benny Hinn, Apostle Suleiman tweeted. Benny Hinn, who is the author of a number of Christian books, was born in 1952 in Jaffa, Israel. He also got message from several fans from around the globe, as he is a global icon. Happy birthday, sir. Moving forward, parties chairmen disagree with PDP over card readers. The Forum of Chairmen of Nigerian political parties on Sunday disagreed with the People's Democratic Party over its recent position on the efficacy of the smart card readers for elections. It blamed members of the PDP for what it called the naturalization of the card readers in relation to voter register. The chairman of the National Unity Party, Chief Perry Opara, made the forum's position known in a statement made available to journalists in Abuja. Opara said it was the argument of members of the PDP before the Supreme Court that has made record of the card readers inadmissible in court as proof of accreditation. He urged the PDP to show that it is serious with legislative interventions in the nation's electoral system by enjoining her members to lead the moves in the National Assembly for relevant amendments. Away from that, federal government seeking Sowore Bakary's transfer to prison, says Falana. The human rights lawyer, Mr. Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, said on Sunday the federal government had applied to the Federal High Court in Abuja for an order of transfer of his clients who were arrested for their call for the Revolution Now protest from the custody of the Department of State Service to prison. The Revolution Now protest convener and publisher of Share of Sahara Reporters, Omoyele Sowore, and his co-detainee Adebayo Bakare have been in the custody of the DSS since August, despite the orders of the Federal High Court in Abuja for their release. Falana, in a letter dated December 1st, 2019, and addressed to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, requested the minister to direct the DSS to release his clients. He urged Malami to ensure compliance with the orders of British courts and the ones issued by the Nigerian domestic courts. He also threatened to report both Malami and the prosecutor appointed by the minister to prosecute Showori and Bakari, Dr. Hassan Liman, senior advocate of Nigeria, to both the Nigerian Bar Association and the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee to take disciplinary actions against them for allegedly encouraging the DSS to continue to disobey the court orders for his client's release. And lastly, on the local scene, Presidency kicks as ex-CDS warns of violent restructuring. The Presidency on Sunday reacted to comments credited to a former Chief of Defense Staff, General Alexander Ogomudia, retired, who had said that Nigeria may be restructured violently. The Presidency said democracy, not violence, was the known constitutional means of bringing any type of change in the polity. The Presidency's reaction was contained in a statement signed by presidential spokesperson Mr. Garba Shehu. He stated partly this vituperation coming from a former military chief speaks volumes about the mindsets of groups of citizens who have yet to accept democracy as a form of government. Coming up next is news from the foreign scene. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
You are surrounded, as I see in the spirit, by uncles that are wicked. You came with their picture. Bring them.
International Amazing Grace. Wednesday is going to be morning and evening. Thursday morning, evening.
A man of prophecy cannot be sent to extinction.
Friday in the evening is our Jema.
International Amazing Grace 2019 with Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. Swimming in Glory. Live at the International Worship Center, Omega 5 Ministries, Headquarters, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now news from the foreign scene. Failure to end civil war in Yemen now could cost $29 billion. A failure to capture the present rare chance for peace in Yemen may potentially cost the international community $29 billion in further humanitarian aid if the current civil war continues for another 5 years, the International Rescue Committee warns in a new report. It is also likely to prolong Yemen's inability to return to pre-crisis levels of hunger by 20 years, just as famine conditions are improving. The warnings are partly directed at Houthi rebels, as well as funding the bulk of humanitarian aid mainly going to Jubilee. President refused to attend unfair hearing. President Donald Trump and his lawyers will not participate in a congressional impeachment hearing this week, the White House has said, citing a lack of fundamental fairness. Trump's aides responded defiantly on Sunday to the first of two crucial deadlines he faces in Congress this week as Democrats prepare to shift the focus of their impeachment inquiry from fact-finding to the consideration of possible charges of misconduct over his dealings with Ukraine. The Democratic-led House of Representatives Judiciary Committee tasked with considering charges known as articles of impeachment had given Trump until 6 p.m. on Sunday to say whether he would send a lawyer to take part in the Judiciary panel's proceedings on Wednesday. White House counsel Pat Cipollone wrote to committee chairman Gerald Nadler, according to a copy of a letter seen by Reuters, we cannot fairly be expected to participate in a hearing while the witnesses are yet to be named and while it remains unclear whether the Judiciary Committee will afford the President a fair process through additional hearing. Cipollone cited a complete lack of due process and fundamental fairness afforded the President in the impeachment process, but did not rule out participation in further proceedings. But he signaled that Democrats will first have to make major procedural concessions. Coming up next is news from the business world as Nigerian banks' balance sheets may weaken IMF wants. Stay with us as we bring you the details of our news.
Once again, we are at it together. The hallmark of amazing wonders. All things are made possible in these events.
Shout Jesus!
Challenges are met with the stiffest resistance.
You don't serve a dead God!
Momentum is gathering. This is what makes us thrive. This is what makes us stand.
Jacob had prophecy, Esau had only anger.
Week on week and month on month, anticipation becomes second to our heartbeat. It is always an encounter. It is Amazing Grace 2019, swimming in glory. Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. Amazing Grace starts 4 through 6 December 2019. You can watch a live transmission only on Celebration TV.
Okay, and on business, the International Monetary Fund has said the directive from the Central Bank of Nigeria that deposit money banks should achieve a minimum loan-to-deposit ratio could weaken their balance sheet. The CBN, in a circular dated July 3, 2019, mandated all DMBs to maintain a minimum loan-to-deposit ratio of 60% by September 30, 2019 in a bid to improve lending to the real sector of the nation's economy. The minimum LDR was in October reviewed to 65%, which is to be attained by December 31st, 2019. The Apex Bank said failure to meet the minimum LDR will result in a levy of additional cash reserve requirement equal to 50% of the lending shortfall of the target LDR. The CRR is the share of a bank's total customer deposit that must be kept with the CBN in the form of liquid cash. It is currently at 22.5%. And again on business, CBN inaugurates accounts opening scheme. The Central Bank of Nigeria is set to inaugurate its account opening week pilot scheme in Bayelsa State. This was disclosed in a statement on Sunday by the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Daniel Iworiso-Maxine. The statement says that the program will start on Monday and end on Saturday in 6 pilot states of the Federation, including Bayelsa. He quoted the state governor, Seriake Dixon, as calling on the people of the state to take full advantage of the CBN scheme, as it would afford them more opportunity to own accounts and enjoy financial inclusion. The state government commended the apex banks for initiating the program, stressing that the choice of Bayelsa State among the pilot states was an exciting and a great opportunity for the people. He said Bayelsa is the only state in the South-South geopolitical zone where the exercise will be carried out, which will afford all indigents of the state an opportunity for financial inclusion. Coming up next is Sports News. Stay with us.
One mic, one stage,
one night. The new generation.
Instruments of worship,
A channel
to the Father. We must gather
because
we are grateful.
Jubilee Music and Art Fest. No chains are holding me. It's who I choose to be.
J-Man,
Triumphant Sisters, we will be there.
I am Marvel Jokes International Music Director. This December, Jubilee Music and Art Festival.
You're welcome to sports. I want more respect back, not belt. Anthony Joshua. The Nigerian-born British heavyweight boxer has endured all sorts of criticism since falling to a shock defeat in New York against Ruiz. Ahead of his much-anticipated rematch with Mexican Andy Ruiz Jr. in Saudi Arabia on Saturday, Anthony Joshua has said that he is more interested in earning back his respect than winning the bets he lost to Ruiz. The Nigerian-born British heavyweight boxer had endured all sorts of criticism since falling to a shock defeat in New York against Ruiz. Joshua said, I've had time to reflect. It took me 3 weeks to come to terms with the loss. I'm taking it even more serious now so I can go up yet another level. I don't often look at the belts. I don't have a big trophy cabinet at home. I don't show them off at nightclubs. That's not me. I've always said the bet should never define the man. Joshua and Ruiz are reported to have trimmed off muscle and fat, respectively, in an effort to be fastest to the draw in a fight few expect to go the distance. Still on sports, Iheanacho happy with first EPL goal. Super Eagles star Kelechi Iheanacho is delighted to have provided an assist and scored deep into stoppage time for Leicester City, who came from a goal down to beat Everton 2-1 in an imposing Premier League game on Sunday, Sports Extra reports. The goal was Iheanacho's third this season in 3 appearances. He has 2 goals in the Carabao Cup. The win helped the Foxes close the gap on leaders Liverpool at the top of the Premier League. The goal was Iheanacho's first in the EPL in 15 months. He last scored for the Foxes in their 2-1 win over Huddersfield Town in September 22, 2018. Reacting to his performance, the former Manchester City forward said, "I've been waiting for this opportunity. I knew one day it's gonna come." Iheanacho told Sky Sports after the game, "I am happy today to get a goal and assist in Jubilee." Leicester manager Brendan Rodgers also added that he was pleased to see Iheanacho score his first of the season. Lastly on sports, EPL, Wolves Sheffield United maintain unbeaten runs. Wolves and Sheffield United edged closer towards the European places in the Premier League after sharing the points from a 1-1 draw at Molineux on Sunday. Victory for either side would have taken them up to 5th in the table, and the visitors got up to a flying start at Leeds. Mousset struck in the 2nd minute to give Chris Wilder's men the lead. United had chances to extend their advantages but were wasteful, and they were punished when Matt Doherty headed home on equalizer 26 minutes from time. The draw means Wolves extended their unbeaten run to 9 league matches, while the Blades are now without a defeat in 7 games and remain unbeaten on the road this season. On top of sitting 6th in the Premier League, Wolves secured their place in the last 32 of the Europa League on Thursday with a 3-3 draw in Braga, but looked fatigued from their European exploits earlier on. George Baldo cross from the right was brought down by Mousset, who then fired his shot into the bottom corner to continue his fine form of late. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. In case you're just joining us, here's the recap of the news headlines. Apostle Suleiman wishes Pastor Benny Hinn a happy 67th birthday celebration. And federal government seeking Sowore Mbakare's transfer to prison, says Falana. Impeachment inquiry, Trump and his lawyers refuse to attend unfair hearing. Nigeria bank's balance sheet may weaken, IMF warns. And on sports, I want my respect back, not belt, Anthony Joshua. And you can keep up with us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, Celebration TV, Twitter, Celebration TV, and on YouTube, Celebration TV. Thanks for watching once again. I remain Akosele Nicholas Walter. Do have a blessed week ahead. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
This is Celebration TV. Once again, we are at it together. The hallmark of amazing wonders. All things are made